Okay, sir, you may direct, you begin.
All right, I guess we need to call this meeting to order. I don't know how many people got in here, but I guess everybody got their minutes. If everybody got them read, we just need to make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All
Aye.
everybody approve, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Guess everybody's went.
Got.
Oh, there you are now.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody went blank.
What I want to present, you got some paperwork in front of you, and I'll summarize it fairly quickly if you need to. What we've got listed for expenditures for this coming year, we're looking at, I'll go over the budgeted figure for this year, what we spent year to date, what we estimate to finish the year with, and then what we project for the budget for the coming year. Right now, expenditures, if you've got that sheet that Carrie sent out, advertising, duplication and printing is 205 line item. Everyone know where that can see where we're at? Okay. This year we didn't budget anything. We didn't really expect it. Of course, this is the first year we really had the airport budget quite like this. So anyway, we weren't really sure where to go with it, honestly. Year to date, we've spent 900. Of course, we estimate now that will be our amount for the year. And then the next year we're going to request $1,000 for that one. In professional and technical services, we had 24,000 budgeted in that. Well, we'll find out that most of our professional technical services are actually going within the project itself and not aside from that. And so we've spent $1,681 year to date. Now that 24,000 and only 2,500 is what we expect to spend, if that. So I'm reducing it to 9,000, knowing that even that can help cover. They don't pass a line item budget. They pass a summary budget. So what we're doing here is got some guidance. We've got some flexibility within those numbers of the overall budget. Okay. So I'm putting $9,000 in the professional and technical right now, knowing that probably part of that will be utilized somewhere else. Maintenance and repairs, we budgeted $7,500 this year. So far, year to date, we've only spent $4,030. We expect probably close to $5,500, and that's what we put down for next year, $5,500. Utilities, that's line item 230. I'll go back. We budgeted $6,000 for the year. Also, line item, you'll see it's titled budget, 9-month, and estimate. Well, again, the estimate is right, other than we got to change on that 880 on that 205. But that's where I got the 9. It's actually, I got those figures backwards. It's 880 year to date and 900 estimate. That's what it is. So come down fourth from the right dead center is the budget for this year. That helps you read it a little better. 9-month figure is what we, as a kind of a base we go with. Then we'll set the estimate, which are the figures you see in that column second from the right. And then the budgeted item for this coming year is on the far right column. I apologize. I got ahead of myself, guys. What you see previous, the first 3 are actual audited figures from the previous years, and it tells you what years they are. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Do I confuse anybody? Did I get any questions? I should have gone through that up front. I'm used to talking with my folks. Okay. All right. So utilities 230. We budgeted 6,000. We've spent 3,100 year to date, and we estimate 3,500 for the year and 5,000 for next year, just in case we have some more rate increases. Communication and postage is 235. We didn't budget anything. We've spent 395. We expect to spend possibly 700, and so we budgeted 1,000 for this year. Other contractual services, 299. We budgeted 22,500. We spent 17,585 year to date. We estimate 25,000. I'm not sure that we'll reach that amount, but that's what we estimated, because the budget, what we were spending versus what we are spending currently, went up. Next year, I budgeted 26. That's basically $1,000 for mowing over a 26-week period. Whether or not we get 26 weeks should be pretty close. We're not spending quite 1,000, so that gives me some room for next. We go on a calendar year on our contract. So next year, if the rate goes up, I think we've got enough built into it to cover it. We've got a little bit better understanding of it now. Because we were doing, was it 600 last year, Brad, for mowing? Or was it 800? You're muted.
Yeah, I believe it was 7.
You and Carrie are backing on each other. Yeah, and this year it came out, we're at, I think, was it 900? Yeah, okay, there we go. Thank you. So this gives us some room if there's no increase for next year. 305, technical supplies. We budgeted 500. We missed it by a little bit. We got 687. I don't see anything else coming out of that. So we rounded it to 7 and left it there for estimate for the end of the year, and 1,000 for next year. Fuel, 340. We budgeted 50,000. We only spent and don't 30,000 year to date. I expect that's going to be it year to date. And I don't expect it to be more than that next year. Even if it is, it's kind of a pass through between what our sales are versus what we're getting back. And I'll tell you right now, year to date, we've sold, and we've got some more to post, but what's posted year to date is $4,850. And that's probably over a 2-month period. So we're figuring somewhere around 2,500 per month currently. Now, while we're talking about that, I looked at that, and I don't know that we can hit the $50,000 mark, because that's going to be something around $4,200 a month. So our sales will have to really take off. That could very well happen once we open up and everybody gets parked in there. But right now I'm playing it a little bit safe. And I'm probably going to change what our revenues, we estimated at 50 down to about 30, because 2,500 a month will get us 30,000. And then if we see that we're going up next year, then we can adjust based on that. Okay. Other materials and supplies, we had 500 budgeted this year. We've spent 1,463. I don't expect anything else, or not much anyway. So 1,500 is what we're going to call it for the end of the year. 1,000 is what we're going to budget again for next year, because I think we can bring that down and put those supplies where they actually belong, possibly get a little more, because we've got places now we didn't have advertising, etc. Then 499, which jumps over to page 3. No, I'm sorry, page 2. That's miscellaneous other expense. We didn't have anything budgeted. We've spent 447. Expect that's it for the year, 450. But I am going to put 500 in there for next year, just in case. That's that. Don't know where to put it. It just showed up somewhere, and don't have much of a clue. Now, I'm not budgeting anything in capital, and I'll go into why in just a second. If you look down on page 4 and 5, you'll notice there's nothing in capital. And the reason for that is our capital projects now are coming out of our entitlement money and out of the state funds, okay? We're trying to get all this money that we're going to spend on the hangars out of this year's and pay for it, and then we'll probably have to set up a repayment or note repayment on here, but I don't have that at the moment. If we do, it'll be based on hangars so much per year over a 15-year period on the amortization. And so that will actually wind up showing up in here. I think we said, what's that? It's about 36,667 per year. So that will actually start showing up. Well, it may show up next year. If the 550,000 comes out this year, then we'll pay that, start it back over the 15-year period. That being said, if we've got every hangar full for a full year, we expect to bring in 440,000. So you're talking about a 16,000 something like monies that can go back into our capital. So we only budgeted 47.5 this year just to be on the safe side. But if everything fills up, then it'll be 52,440 in a full year, based on what we've all gone through. We've got 5 hangars at 150. We've got 8 hangars at 200. We've got 4 hangars at 230 and 4 hangars at 275. So what I did on here is capital projects as needed. I didn't put anything in there. If it comes up, the council will amend the budget if they approve to move into it. If it requires any capital from the city. Some have a copay or a partnership fee or amount, which is basically a copayment or our share. Some do, some don't. We don't know exactly what's coming for sure, so I'm kind of waiting to see how that falls out, and as it does, we'll do it by amendment. Questions? Are you all comfortable with ratifying or submitting this proposal to the council for tomorrow night?
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Okay, if that's the case, would you call for a vote, sir?
Yep. Do I have somebody to? Well, I make the motion. We present it to the council tomorrow. We have
A second, Bruce, or whoever.
Bruce, can you make that motion since he's chairman? I'd rather him not.
Yeah, I shouldn't do.
Yes, sir. I'll make that motion.
All right.
I'll second it.
Okay. And Carrie, just for the note, this is the presented budget, airport budget is approved as presented. Okay. We have a walk, just so you guys know, also, we have a final walkthrough on the 16th, I believe it is, of June. I believe is the information I received. Since this is not actually business, let me see if I pull it up and give that information if you're interested in coming. Let's see here. Well, let's do this. Yates.
Hey, John, I may have asked this before, but from a budgetary perspective, if you exceed Well, you know you're going to exceed one line item, but you have monies available in another line item. With public funding, are you allowed to make those adjustments internally, or do you still have to go back to a
We are.
council and?
What is approved, Bruce, and I'm glad you brought that up. The line item is not what is actually approved. It's a worksheet that gives us guidance to work through. The actual budget that is approved is the total amount that's actually put in the budget. Now, what will be approved will be a general fund, and you all fall in the general fund. So as long as the general fund does not exceed what we've budgeted or estimated as far as expenditures or revenues, we don't have to make an amendment. If it does, then we have to make an amendment to either up or whatever. We make one usually every year at the end of the year, adjusting our revenues and our expected expenditures, because we always have a tendency to budget low on revenues and high on expenditures. That way we always come up with a surplus. But yes, just to simplify it, the individual line items are not what you're passing. What passes for the council is the overall budget.
Yep.
But those figures can be adjusted if needed to take care of something. If something comes up, there'll be something that didn't get taken care of or something that didn't get done, some project that didn't get done, and those monies can be shifted as needed. Did that answer your question?
Yes, sir. I thought it was just a dollar amount, but I couldn't remember.
That's correct. Yes. Sometimes I overdo things at times on that, but June 16th to June 23rd. I don't know.
John, you mentioned something about 50,000 on the fuel. Was there some type of like discount or some, what was the 50,000 number for when you discussed that over the 30?
Oh, fuel sales.
Mm-hmm.
For us to get fuel sales, we have to be at $4,211, something like that, a month for a 12-month period. I don't see us getting to that, not for a while. Now, it may get there. I can't say that it won't. But right now, we're somewhere around $2,500 per month in fuel sales. That's going to take us to about 30,000.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's going to be probably a little over 30,000. And that's what I probably will adjust our revenues to.
Okay.
So I want to be more realistic if I can.
Thank you.
I mean, now, Scott, Doc, you guys around the airplanes, Donnie, do you think that our fuel sales will go up a big amount once we get everybody in there? Or do you think they'll go up? You think they'll go up $1,500 a month?
Absolutely.
I think easily.
I mean, if you got, you got 21 airplanes there. Yeah. I mean, it's going to go up,
Okay. All right. Well, then I may readjust my thinking on that. I have a tendency to be kind of conservative on that, but I'll take a look at it and see if we'll readjust if we need to.
Does the money that comes in for the aircraft fuel sales, does that go back into the general fund?
No. All the revenues that come from the airport, fuel sales, and come from the rental hangar, they go into basically, well, they may fit into what we have one cash pot we put it in, but it's tracked separately. Airport revenues have to go back toward airport expenditures. Now that could be mowing, that could be update of hangars, anything like that, but it has to be spent on the airport or airport facilities.
Okay.
So any of that money could be used for those items, not necessarily, we can't put it back in the general fund and then buy a pickup truck for parks or something like that.
Right.
But if you're paying for the fuel, you're going to be receiving the revenues back for it. You just have to pay for it up front. So technically that's, not an expenditure, so to speak, because you've got revenues offsetting that. So how does that come into play? You may end up having an order in December that you have not received revenues for, and you have to carry it. Well, actually, I'm sorry, you're a calendar your fiscal year. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
in June, if you're carrying it forward, but how do you operate on those terms?
Well, I mean, of course, this is budgeted, so, and right now, the monies that you're using are not monies from revenues. Well,
Correct.
some of them may be, but most of what you're getting is, that's coming out of city taxes. We want to move it toward the other if we can, but that's right, basically, we supplement what's going on to get started.
Well, it had to come from somewhere, you know, to get it started.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's kind of it. I mean, is because we're paying for it up front. Then as we're, we can take back what we have got in it.
you can.
far as
You're
tax
allowed to pull those revenues back out
Yes,
and
we're
utilize
allowed to
those.
pull
Okay,
those back. Yes.
gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Only the profit of it has to go back into it.
I
Gotcha.
think
All right.
fuel sales
Makes
would
sense.
take care of themselves. The only thing that I'm thinking is that I don't know how often you can get a delivery of fuel, but once you get started and you get 21 base planes, I mean, I would think those fuel sales would go up, 1,500, 2,000 a month, I would think.
And that's very likely. We just got a load topped off our avgas, our 100 L low lead, and that happened last Monday, I believe it was. We're gonna have to go up on prices, but it's not gonna be. I'm trying to match Mayfield. That way we don't wind up getting into a battle with them, and because like I said, we split the load with Mayfield.
Sure.
We can survive. We won't make as much money, but we can survive on that. They did raise both their low lead and their jet fuel. I think jet fuel went up to 370 and low lead went up to 460. So we'll be changing our prices to match this week.
That went up today here.
Yeah.
Mayfield.
When do we expect we'll have the hangars complete to increase the volume? Is there a timetable on that, John?
On what now?
On the completion of the rest of the hangars where we would potentially be at full capacity?
I'm hoping that we can start opening them up to occupancy July 1st.
June what?
July 1st.
Okay.
They're supposed to get the last of the metal in the 7th. And I'm hoping that the week after that, they'll get the metal on. So, because once they get the metal on, then they can complete the electrical. They can't complete the electrical until the metal siding is finished. And so that's the holdup on that one.
So if we're thinking we could potentially be at full capacity, I mean, how likely is it for us to be at full capacity? And if it's highly likely, should we increase the fuel budget?
Oh, well, we don't need to unless we actually see it's increasing to some point. It's going to make us change we'll change. If we do, we'll do it at the end of the year, most likely.
Okay.
If it gets to be that much,
Because
I don't see it getting to be that much, but if it did, we could actually make the change before then. Amendments to the ordinance can come anytime as needed.
Okay.
And if fuel takes off exorbitant, just goes out wild, then that would be great. I hope that's a problem. I really do.
Do we have a pretty full waiting list for all those hangars? Or are we expecting that?
I have two. I got one that's wide open right now. I still have one. I've got two that are buying aircraft that will be, they're buying aircraft and will be going in there. So I've got all but three that have claimed hangars or want hangars. So, and like I said, what I'm trying to do is I'm going through my list. Those who actually have aircraft out there and have hangars now will have first choice, followed by in order, in chronological order of request. Those that requested basing the aircraft here in a hangar, that's how I'm going in order, let them pick that way. So that's kind of how it's running. So I want to say Mr. Bridges has got I remember something about him having a hangar reserved. So I think, but I'll look and see, Donnie, and get back with you on that one. But I've
Well,
got,
also about being a board member too.
oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got to talk to Gene about that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other questions on the budget?
Did you get the contract made up for the hangars, or is that you still,
We're still working on that one.
okay?
I think I want to have it by the middle of the month.
Good deal.
Matter of fact, probably wouldn't hurt for us to have a meeting at some point in time, a little later this month, just to go back over some of the stuff on
On the lease agreement?
yeah, to make sure that's all agreeable with you guys, make sure we're not trying to overdo something, but at the same time, make sure we've protected our investment as well.
Sure.
Okay. When would you all be available for another special call later this month?
About any Tuesday's fine with me.
5th Tuesday works for me.
All right.
Yes, tell me that again, Bruce.
I just wanted to see if you was listening,
I
John.
thought that's what I heard you said Tuesday, right? Okay.
How's Doc?
Whatever.
Well, does the 15th sound okay? Of this month?
Make sure here, but I think mine's all right.
The 16th,
15th, Tuesday, the 15th,
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes, sir.
Yep. I mean, that would have been when we would have had it anyway, right?
Actually, we meet the odd nut
Oh,
months.
that's right. Yeah. That's
July.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we could do this instead of the July meeting if you want to. We don't have to. We can actually have a July meeting as well. But if I can get that, it would be right.
Fine with me.
Because, oh, I'm sorry, when was it? Well, would it be better on the 8th? I don't have a, wait a minute, let me see what it. I want to make sure I'm not getting involved. Well, we're not getting mixed up with the water board.
Okay.
Got
We
so
did.
many of them now.
You talking about July the 15th?
No, June.
Okay, if we do the 8th, it's just gonna be next Tuesday.
Well, I know that, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to get away from messing up a utility board meeting.
Oh, okay.
Because we get in there like that, we may have a problem. They're changing theirs, aren't they, Brad, to a third Tuesday, third Monday? What is that?
Third Tuesday, there's a CATS meeting. I know that isn't.
Let me just go back and throw out, are you guys available next Tuesday?
Fine with me.
Bruce?
That's fine.
Yes, sir. I think that should be fine.
Okay, Scott?
Yeah, I can make it work.
All right. John?
Yeah, it's okay.
Donnie, how about you? Mute.
Is that going to be at 4 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I got a 2 o'clock meeting, but I think I'll be done by then. So I think I'll be fine.
All right. You guys want to keep it Zoom or you want to meet here?
I'd rather do Zoom.
I think
Zoom.
make it easy.
Doc, you want to do Zoom or here?
Zoom.
Okay. John, you good with Zoom?
Like it.
Donnie?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Bruce, you okay too?
Oh, yes, sir, absolutely.
All right. All right, well, I'll schedule for 4 o'clock next Tuesday. If something comes up, I will let you know. But what we'll do is I'll try to send you out, if I can get it together, I'll try to send you out the preliminary and let you just redline it, do the what you would call it? Oh, yeah, do the red line, and you can figure out what you want to get rid of, keep, whatever, and then we can talk about it then, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
Gentlemen,
good.
I appreciate it. Chairman, I'll turn it over to you to finish it up.
Well, I don't, if anybody else don't have anything, get somebody to,
But it's special call, so we couldn't really, if we needed. We probably
Yeah.
exceeded a little bit now. I don't know.
yeah, that's true. I got a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion. Second.
All in favor? I guess aye.
Ah,
We'll
Thank
see
you,
y'all
John.
next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
All right. See y'all.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Take care. Mhm.